But I've seen all the best neurologists, and not one of them really knows what happened to my brain. What did I do? What happened to me? And then I had memory issues, so I felt like a failure. But accepting it is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I can run marathons, but accepting is very hard. Hi, my name is Kara Moore. I was diagnosed with PRES, and today I have a life beyond my wildest dreams because of it. I had an epidural with my second child, my son. I don't remember any of this, but apparently a couple days after I got the epidural, I started complaining of pain in my tailbone where I got the shot. And I guess every few days it was moving up my spine to the point where I told my husband I feel like it's going to come out my head. Well, I guess I got a headache so bad, he took me to emergency. They just gave me a pain shot and sent me home and said she'll be fine. So I went home and fell asleep. And when I woke up in the morning, I knew nothing. I didn't even know who I was. And I was partially blind. Actually, I was blind at first, and then I got my eyesight back. So my husband took me back to emergency. They did an MRI and found out that both temporal lobes and hippocampus, my brain were swelled up. Your temporal lobes is where your memories and your emotions come from. And only thing I can remember is waking up in a hospital bed and being told I just had a baby. And I was a licensed interior designer working for a firm designing $1 million homes. But when I woke up in the morning, I had amnesia. My entire college education went with my amnesia issues. And I don't remember meeting or marrying my husband. I don't remember giving birth or being pregnant to either one of my children. And pretty much the last 20 years of my life is gone. The seizure itself only lasts a couple seconds, but it's the next 2 days after a seizure that I don't even want to leave my bedroom. So I sat on my sofa and drank myself half dead just to numb my detachment issues. What I've found out since then is what I'm dealing with detachment issues is depersonalization and derealization. When my brain felt the infection coming on, my brain thought it was doing me a favor by consciously detaching me from life. This is our brain's defense mechanism. This is PTSD. And I literally had no emotions. I felt nothing, not even towards my newborn baby boy. And I was totally disconnected from life. That dream feeling, like I always feel like I'm in a dream, is just, I wasn't connected. But doctors, first of all, didn't even know what happened to my brain. What happens to my brain happens to 2% of the population. So doctors have kind of been learning from me. Doctors just put me on seizure medication. That didn't work. And so they sent me in for more testing, and they found the complex seizure focal point off my right temporal lobe. They said, well, you can fly up to Cleveland and go to the Cleveland clinics, and we can cut that out. And at first I was like, nobody's cutting my brain. But it got to the point where I wanted to die. So we flew up to Cleveland and had the complex seizure focal point cut off. But PRES is what I got diagnosed with. So when I went home, I attempted to go back to work, but today my memory tests at a dementia level. So I really can't make new memories. When I first found out that there was actually a name for this, because I just started Googling, detachment feeling and stuff, and depersonalization came up. And when I read and I was like, I can relate to this, I was so excited because I realized, okay, I'm not effing nuts, and there's actually a condition for this, and I'm not the only one. The initial feeling is a total detachment feeling, but the next 2 days, I'm completely detached from life. It goes beyond fear. I didn't even want to leave my house. I didn't want to be around people. I always felt totally disconnected. And I just, even to go to the grocery store, it was like, oh God, I don't know how to explain it, but I couldn't even be around people. And I didn't want to leave my bedroom. And I could, and then I had memory issues. So I felt like a failure, that I can't remember anything. And now I'm having seizures too, which were scary because I didn't know if they were going to turn into grand mal seizures or, I didn't know anything about seizures. I was social. I was, very social before, but then I couldn't be around anybody, which is the biggest reason, not even the seizure disorder. The biggest reason why I'm on disability is because I can't really make new memories. And so nobody's going to hire me when I can't even remember what I did yesterday. I mean, I would go to somebody's house and then leave, and I can't even remember what their house looks like. Accepting, honestly, I don't think I've ever truly accepted it yet. Honestly, I think if I do accept it, it'll lose its power over me. But accepting it is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I can run marathons, but accepting is very hard. The only thing that was suggested other than brain surgery was my vagus nerve stimulator. That helped with feeling connections and emotions again. First, I had never heard of VNS. My psychologist was in the same office as my neurologist, and she told me about it during one of our sessions. And she's like, oh, Dr. Emery, he is promoting this too. So, I was told about it. It's a battery powered generator, which is about the size of a money clip, which is implanted right here in your chest, just underneath your collarbone. And there are wires that are attached to it, and you may be able to even see, they pushed them up my neck and they tied them right here around my vagus nerve, and you can almost even kind of see that. And so every 3 minutes, it's sending battery volts to my brain via my vagus nerve. When I first got it, I used to have to wear a big magnetic bracelet. And if I felt a seizure start, I would swipe it and it would stop my seizure. Because the reason for vagus nerve stimulators, science discovered that stimulating this nerve can stop a seizure on the spot. So it took a good year, because your brain does not go from feeling to emotions, not feeling emotions to feeling emotions again. And also, I was still drinking, but about a year afterwards, I realized I was starting to feel connections again and emotions again. So I Googled, what is it about this nerve, one, that it stops seizures? And two, how is it I can feel emotions again? So I just started Googling vagus nerve functions and found out it goes from your brainstem down through all your organs and lands in your pelvis. And your vagus nerve is actually the nerve you stimulate through deep breathing and meditation. And your vagus nerve is where your love, empathy, and passion come from. I'm like, well, this explains how I have emotions again. So yeah, and I just continuing doing research on this nerve. I'm like, I found out that our vagus nerve is our body's natural healer. Stay in touch with your doctors. Any little symptom you have, tell your neurologist about it. Have them check it out. Whatever. Tell them you feel detached from life. Tell them how you're feeling, and don't be ashamed of it or afraid of it. Because you get scared because you're like, what did I do? What happened to me? Why doesn't any doctor know what happened to me or how to help me? I want to help people with mental illness because I know what it feels like. And I have empathy for that. And so I want to help people. Because helping people helps me. But yeah, I've got more empathy. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I appreciate life more. I mean, before I was just the workaholic go-getter, and I'd still come home at night and have my couple glasses of wine, and, I was 60 pounds overweight, and, I might have had fun hooting and hollering, but basically that was it. And I really didn't like myself back. From what memories I have of anything, I know that I've never really liked myself. Well, I like myself today. And so it's given me a greater appreciation for life. So yeah, the biggest reason is to help those people that want to die, who think there is no hope. Because at one point, I thought, there is no hope. And that's why I sat and drank myself half dead. I was too afraid to kill myself, so I tried to drink myself to death. But there is hope. And are things that can make your life better. I mean, is it going to totally go away? I can't promise you that. But you could make the quality of your life better. So that's why I just want to reach out to people to let them know there is hope. As down and out as you think it is, there is always hope.